Hello dear student, how are you all? So my dear student, welcome back to English class. So student, this is your new teacher Prasad Jarli sir, and from today onwards I am going to take your English portion for the remaining academic year. So student, today we are going to learn the unit number 2 and we are going to begin with the section A. What it is? Yes, the model Millionaire. In this unit, you will learn related to the art and sculpture, and the same thing about art and sculpture were discussed in the previous video, which was uploaded there in the WhatsApp group. Yes or no, student? So student, today we are going to begin with the new lesson. Let's look towards the board. What is there here? So here we have unit number 2, section A, the model Millionaire, which is written by Oscar Wilde, okay, which is given there on the book. So student, here you have the new words, a glossary portion. So whatever the new words coming here in this lesson, we are going to discuss it very thoroughly with exact meaning. Okay student, after all, for a good English communication, for a good vocabulary, for a good fluency and for a good pronunciation in English, we need a good knowledge of new words. So student, speaking English is not a big thing, but speaking English with new words with a good moral meaning is a big challenging task. So this is what we are going to accomplish it by reading new words, okay, which are coming here in your text. Understood student? So student, let's begin with the book, what is given there inside. So before beginning the model Millionaire, we have one short story, a short tale, which is taken from the 10th chapter of the Bible. Do you know the Christ Jesus of the Christianity missionaries? So Jesus given up his life, and during his last breath, he made a one big meeting in the hall where everyone having a dinner. So at the same time, he told to his 12 pupils, to his 12 apostles, and he told them, tomorrow I am going to die. I am going to get over the crucifixion and they are going to kill me because for your purpose I am going to die, because whatever mistake my religion, my missionary will do will be get away. So I am dying tomorrow. So he had a one meal, and that meal can be well said the last supper. What it is? The last supper. And this is given there on the warm-up activity. So student, they have given us a short story for a warm up our brain to know more about the literature, to know more about the story. If we are aware about all these kind of literature, then we are well aware about the situation whichever comes in our life. Understood? So student, let's begin with the new lesson, the modern Millionaire. Before beginning the lesson, I would like to say you that please hold the textbook in your hand or keep it somewhere on the table and have a proper glance, have a proper understanding wherever I am reading. So for this purpose, keep your index fingers tip over the text where I am reading, so there will be no confusion and doubts at all. If there, you can text me the WhatsApp, no problem. After all, I am a teacher to correct you. So student, let's begin with the first lesson, the modern Millionaire, and come here over the text. So here we have the page number 25, which it is the page number 25, section A, the model Millionaire, written by Oscar Wilde. So here we have one warm-up activity. What it is? Warm-up activity. Leonardo da Vinci took 7 years to paint The Last Supper, which included the figures of Christ and his disciples. After many interviews, he chose one man whose face showed innocence and beauty to model for Christ. After 6 years, he again interviewed many men to model of Judas and finally selected an unpleasant and cruel looking prisoners. After the painting was over, the prisoner revealed that he was the same person who had posed for Millionaire as the model for Christ 6 years ago. So see here we are going to learn about Leonardo da Vinci. He is a painter. What his work? He is a painter. He is a artist, because the unit is related to what? Art and sculpture, what we have discussed in the previous video. So the painter is drawing such a beautiful picture of the Last Supper. So what is the Last Supper? Do you know Christmas? Do you know Christianity? Do you know missionaries? Do you know church? The church is a worshipping place where everyone goes and worship to his or her God. And there is a Jesus. There is a Jesus. And Jesus is one of the famous person. And he given up his life, sacrificed his life, and he killed himself, okay, by his one of the pupils to forgive his own people. So whatever mistake done by my own peoples, their mistakes plenty, I am going to give you. To whom? To the killer. So he hanged himself over the Christklopin and he died. So the whole scenario, the Last Supper, is a place where everyone are sitting with Jesus. You can see here on the page number 25. So this is a place where everyone are sitting in a single hall. So the person who is sitting in between, okay, he is a Jesus, and beside are the peoples, his pupils, okay, to whom he is telling that tomorrow I am going to die. So have this very delicious last meal, the bread and the drink, and enjoy this moment, because today is my last day. From tomorrow onwards I am not going to meet you. See how he have shared such a beautiful thought. And the person who drawn this moment, he taken too much of time, of 1 year of time, more than 7 to 8 years of time, to just know the characters, about whose character I have to keep there in the painting. So he taken too much of time. He have chosen some peoples from the prison, some peoples from the jail. What he thought these peoples might be suitable for my painting. He have chosen one character for the Jesus himself. By searching for that character, he have spent 1 year. So student, if you watch any painting, any drawing, you can enjoy it by the imagination, by his creativity or her creativity. But do you know what kind of hard work needs before and just behind to the painting, just behind to the art? This is what we should know. So student, this is here we have one warm-up activity related to the painting and art. So student, let's begin with the lesson. What is the lesson and what it teaches us? The lesson is all about the characters, the good characters. The characters are Hugi, the characters are Laura, the characters are Hansberg, and one more character, Colonel, retired colonel, and there is some many characters. So all the characters having some relationship with each another. So Hansberg is a millionaire person, a very richest person in Europe. So he came in the studio for a painting, and the person is painting is, okay, Tarian. He is a good painter. He is painting the picture of the Hansberg, who is a rich person. So this is how we are going to learn here in this lesson. So student, before going further, let's be started with the beautiful lesson, which is the model Millionaire. So student, I am reading here the first paragraph, so listen me thoroughly. Unless one is wealthy, there is no use in being a charming fellow. It is better to have a permanent income than to be fascinating. So student, new word fascinating, what it means? See here towards the board. The first word fascinating, it means charming. Okay, a good looking, having a good dress up skill, charming face, handsome. Okay, good face is called charming. So here in the beginning of the lesson we have one quote. The quote is telling, in everyone's life there should be money, there should be something useful what he have in his life. So wearing a good clothes, maintaining a good makeup and predicting themselves in front of others is not a good thing in his life or good thing in our life. So in our life, if money is there, if something valuable things are there in our life, if something useful things are there, so what is our activity, what we do, it is also plays an important role of your life. So predicting themselves without any cause is not an important one. No one is going to give it value. So you should have a good and systematic lifestyle also. This is what this quote speaks. Then these are the great truth of modern life which Hoogie, us kind, never realized. Poor Hoogie with exclamatory mark. So student, in English grammar there are parts of speech. So the last one is interjection. So interjection means exclamatory mark with an surprise, with an excitement, yes or no. So the word Hoogie with exclamatory mark. Hoogie, when his father died, he had left him no money at all. Hoogie lived on 200 pounds a year that an old aunt gave him. He had tried his hand at various jobs but did not like any of them. Ultimately, he became nothing, a delightful, unsuccessful young man with a perfect profile and no profession. So, in the beginning, the first paragraph is an introduction of the character Hoogie. He is a hero of the lesson. Hoogie. Hoogie is a person. He is good by face. He is a charming person. He is a fascinating person. Okay, during his childhood, his father died. Then no one is there in his life. His aunt gave him 200 pounds. He taken those 200 pounds, kept them inside his pocket, and he went off from the home. And he survived for nearly 1 year on that 200 pound. Afterwards, what happened? He don't have anything. He is searching here and there for the job. If he get jobs, he will not remain for another some couple of days. He leave that job and he will go to another job. Then not even a single job suitable him. So at last what happened? He is a young man without any job, with a good profile, with a good face, but what is the use of it? Yes or no, student? This is what here the introduction of the Hoogie. Let's begin with another paragraph. To make matters worse, he was in love. The girl he loved was Laura Merton, the daughter of a retired colonel. They were the handsomest couple in the London and had not a penny piece between them. Then what happened? The Hoogie is in love. The Hoogie is in relationship. He wants to love the daughter of a retired colonel. Do you know retired colonel? With a gun. Okay, with a belt, with the shoes, with a cap, with a stick, with a rude face, with a very strictness kind of lifestyle, with a discipline kind of things. Yes or no, army personals are like that only. So this Hoogie, the useless person with a good face, with a good personality, is loving colonel's daughter, and the name of the colonel daughter is Laura. What's her name? Laura. So he wants to marry her without any job, without any profession, and both of them are a good couple in throughout the London. So student, which is a place? It is a place of Britain, British. It is a London. So they are the good couples throughout the London. So here the father of Laura is retired colonel. So student, So both are the good couples, a charming couples. Everyone likes this couple, okay, because they are matching together. All right. Now let's begin with another part. Here, the colonel was very fond of Hoogie, but would not hear of any engagement. So here, the colonel thinks about the Hoogie, that Hoogie is a good person, but he don't know that he is going to engage my sister with him. So he don't wants that Hoogie should marry my sister. If he wants to marry, then he have to give me something, because colonel is expecting something from Hoogie. Then, come to me, my boy, when you have got 10,000 pounds of your own, and we will see about it, he used to say. Now the colonel is telling to the Hoogie, hey Hoogie, there is no problem. I will marry my sister Laura to you, but for that you should give me money. You should give me money. Money in the sense, you have to give me 10,000 pounds. If you give me, then only I am going to give my daughter, okay, to you. This is what the colonel is telling to Hoogie. And earning 10,000 rupees, okay, is too burdenable for him, is too much of amount. He can't afford this amount. Then what he will do? Who? Hoogie. Here, one morning, Hoogie dropped in to see a great friend of his, Alan Trevor. Trevor was an artist. He was a strange, rough fellow with a freckled face and a red ragged beard. However, when he took up the brush, he was a real master, and his pictures were eagerly sought after. So, what happened? Yes, next morning, Hoogie, without anything, he went to the shop where his friend Alan Trevor, he is painting there on his card sheet, and he met him and he is talking about his problem. So Alan Trevor is a painter, he is an artist, okay, he used to make the paints, beautiful paints, okay, in the studio, and he is a master in the painting. So he used to make a very great masterpiece which have a very much demand in London. So Hoogie thought, my friend will solve my problem, so that's why he went there to meet him. Okay, so student, here you will get some difficult words: freckled face and sought after, profile or fascinating, which are mentioned here on this board. Fascinating means charming, profile means a person face from the side. Here the profile means the characters of the person. Freckled face means spots on face. Who had a freckled face? Can you tell me who had a freckled face in the lesson? Yes, Alan Trevor, because it is a characters of Alan Trevor. When we are discussing about the Alan Trevor, these freckled face came there. Then comes sought after, in demand. What is the demand of retired colonel? The demand of Laura's father is 10,000 pounds. He wants 10,000 pounds from whom? From Hoogie. Okay, and then only he is going to give his daughter to Hoogie. Student, then comes to another paragraph here. Yes, come here on the page number 26. When Hoogie came in, he found Trevor putting the finishing touches to a wonderful life-size picture of a beggar man. The beggar himself was standing on a raised platform in a corner of the studio. He was a bent old man and with a wrinkled face and the saddest expression. So, when Hoogie went inside the studio, because he wants to meet his friend and he wants to tell his problem, then at the same time, his friend Alan Trevor is drawing a beautiful picture over the card sheet of a beggar man. Do you know beggar? What it is? It is a poor man. Beggar means poor. Beggar means, okay, poorest of the poor. A poor man was standing over the platform with the poor dresses, okay, with untidy and torn up dresses, and he is standing in front of the Alan Trevor, and Alan Trevor is making a painting of him. So what are the description about the poor man? The beggar himself was standing on raised platform in a corner of the studio. He was a bent old man. His face is wrinkled and he had a saddest expression. His face is wrinkled. He had a saddest expression. Over his shoulders was flung a coarse brown cloak, all tears and tatters. His thick boots were patched, and with one hand he leant on a rough stick, while with the other he held out his battered hat for alms. So in the one hand he had a stick, in another hand he had a hat which is torn up, and he have stitched it, and he is maintaining for the sake, and is collecting the money in the hat. So in this manner the picture is drawn by Alan Trevor. And who is he? The person is really a beggar. Okay, who is he? Let's read about him. What an amazing model, whispered Hoogie as he shook hands with his friend. How miserable he looks. How much does a model get for sitting? Asked Hoogie. Then what happened? As soon as Hoogie entered in the room, he saw that my friend is drawing a picture of a person, and the person is very poor. He don't have any amount, and the picture is very beautiful because Alan Trevor is drawing it. And here Hoogie totally impressed by that picture. What a beautiful picture you have drawn, my friend. It is really good. It is very memorable, and it will give such a sympathetic to the heart. Okay, it is very heart touching video, a very appreciable picture. Really, I liked it. So such a beautiful picture you had made. Who told? Hoogie told to Alan Trevor. So student, in the part 1, what we have discussed? Yes, what we have discussed in the part 1 of this, the model millionaire, we have discussed how many characters are here in the story. We have discussed the character sketch of each and every one. We have discussed the demand of the retired colonel, and we discussed about the Hoogie's condition, and we discussed where Hoogie went to meet to solve his problem, and we discussed about his friend, what he is doing when Hoogie came to his studio, and what comment passed by Hoogie to his friend Alan Trevor when he is making a painting of that poor person. Okay, in front of the painting. So student, this is what we have discussed. Now student, what is the problem here in the story? Yes, the problem is that retired colonel is asking 10,000 pounds from Hoogie. If Hoogie able to give those 10,000 pounds, then only that retired colonel going to marry his daughter with Hoogie. This is what we have discussed in this lesson, which is a part 1 of the new lesson, the model millionaire. So student, the millionaire means rich person, richest of the richest are called millionaire. So student, this is what we have discussed, the new words, okay, in the part 1. In the coming part, we are going to discuss another new words. For the time being, write all these new words in your notebook with the exact and similar meaning, because take its pic and send me there on the WhatsApp, where I am going to check it. So student, for the time being, watch this video thoroughly from the beginning till last, make some proper notes and send me there in the WhatsApp. So student, have a nice day, take care, bye bye, and happy Muharram.